If I'm drooling in my sleep, it's because I'm dreaming about you.
That is, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, I think I almost snorted. That's only for you.
Well, which one of your kids is the best?
Well, true.
And there is a clear answer, of course. Hey friends, welcome to Fridays with Dave and Ashley, where you get real marriage advice from real people here on the XO Marriage YouTube channel. It is summertime. I hope wherever you are in the world, you're enjoying the start of summer. And we got some good stuff here on today's video. A couple important questions. Before we do, I want to say that this is an exciting and kind of bittersweet episode for us, because this is the last time we're going to see you for a while on Fridays, because we're taking a little summer break. We'll be back, but this is an exciting episode because next week, our dear friends Jimmy and Irene Rollins, maybe the coolest couple that we know.
Super cool.
And they're also super wise. They're part of the team at XO. We love them dearly. They have so much wisdom. They're going to step in. I'm afraid, like, once you see them for a few weeks, you're probably not going to want us back, because they're really awesome.
They are. They're going to share so much wisdom.
Leave a little room in your heart for us, because we will be back. But we're so thrilled that the Rollins are going to be here starting next week through the summer. The first one, to start things off, I'm going to ask the smartest person I know, sweetie. Should people live together before they get married? I mean, culturally, this happens the majority of the time at this point. The majority of couples now live together before they get married. Some people say, well, it's like a trial run. You want to see if you're compatible, if you get along with this person. Well, I don't want to answer for you. What do you think, my love?
I love this question, because I do think it's very much accepted, culturally speaking, in a secular sense, but also within the church, even within many churches. I think it's kind of like a lot of times they're just like, well, this is what people are doing, so let's just come around them, which of course, I mean, this isn't to judge anybody. I know that, a lot of us are coming from different backgrounds and different thoughts on this, but we're just going to answer it biblically speaking. And of course, the Bible doesn't directly address living together, because that would have been completely unheard of back then. In the Old Testament with the Jews, definitely not. And in the New Testament with Christians, that was something that Paul addressed, like to people like the Corinthians with the sexual behavior and things like that, but they didn't necessarily like talk about living together specifically. But we can look at the Bible and kind of look at the general kind of message and see that that would have been something that wouldn't have been God's best for us as married people. Because first of all, what we're supposed to aim for as engaged people is to hold sex for marriage, right?
Yeah.
And if you are living together, you're literally just asking for more and more temptation.
Oh yeah, clearly you're
probably already sleeping together anyway.
Lines. Yeah, let's be real.
We've had Christian people though, and I mean, there's been couples to come to your office to say, no, we're living together for financial reasons, which I get it. We were dirt poor when we got married, so I totally get it. And then a lot of times they end up sleeping together, and they're like, oh man, we thought we could hold out. And so, because we're human. And again, we talked about this on previous episodes. It doesn't say walk closely with temptation, but don't fall for it. It says flee temptation. It says go the other way. As engaged people, as Christians especially, maybe you already slept together, but you're wanting to recommit yourselves to the Lord and hold that for the wedding day, or you've completely saved yourselves for marriage. Either way, it's not good to live together. And also, living together is really just playing marriage without the commitment. And there's a lot of secular research behind this that says that couples who live together, and this is by secular researchers, okay, they have more of a likelihood of divorce than couples who did not live together.
It's significant. I mean, you can fact check that. It's a significantly higher divorce rate for people who live together as opposed to people who wait.
So there's a lot of reasons. And again, please understand that we are not judging you. We understand that there's different reasons people want to consider this or end up doing this, but we would encourage you to reconsider, because I think that there's so much good that can come out of holding out and waiting to make your home together until you're married, until you've made that covenant. And then once you've made that covenant, enter into your home and just make it yours. But don't cheapen your marriage and your commitment to each other by jumping the gun, okay?
Yeah. And just one little thing I'll add to that. We have some relatives, close relatives that husband and wife lived together before marriage. Yeah. Even now, all these years later, that was like 20 years ago, say like, we deeply regret that. We hope that our kids don't make that same decision, because it would have been so easy to just wait. And I think it would have been good for us to wait. But we kind of follow just the world's path and what our friends were doing, instead of really looking to say, like, what's God calling us to do here? So there's no judgment. Listen, if that was your story,
shame.
Obviously, Jesus forgives. You've got grace, and embrace that grace. For those of us who are maybe thinking about, should I make that decision? I would just strongly encourage you, for all the reasons Ashley said, to not, even if it means sleeping on a friend's couch until you get married. I mean, don't make that compromise, because I do think that you'll regret it later. All right, so
Yeah.
that's our 2 cents on that.
All right.
Feel free to leave comments in the comments section. We love how you guys engage around these topics. So, sweetie, what's next?
All right, now I have a question for you, and it is Dave versus ChatGPT.
My nemesis.
We have a very good question today, which is funny because we're asking the bot what our best Naked Marriage podcast episode is. Okay, so Dave,
All right.
first you get to answer. What do you think our best Naked Marriage podcast is?
Well, on one level, it's hard to differentiate, because saying what's your favorite episode is like saying which one of your children is your favorite. And
Well, it's not favorite. I think the question is best.
well, which one of your kids is the best?
Well, true.
And there is a clear
That's a
answer,
hard
of course, but
That's not true.
they're all great. And that's
my
how I feel about our
goodness.
episodes. I mean, we've put our heart and soul into them, and I do feel like they're all great. But I do recognize that some stand out as being particularly meaningful to folks. For me, I would say potentially the best would be our 20th anniversary episode.
Yes, I love that one.
May 19th, 2021 was our 20th wedding anniversary, and we had such a special episode where we did highlights from the past podcast. We had our children on there, which will just be a treasure in years to come to go back and watch them. We shared some of what we've learned in the first 20 years of marriage, and for me personally, that one really stands out.
I totally get it. Okay, I'm going to read what ChatGPT said. All right, it says, as an AI language model, I don't have personal preferences or experiences, so I don't have a favorite episode of the Naked Marriage Podcast. However, the Naked Marriage Podcast is hosted by Dave and Ashley Willis, who are passionate about helping couples build strong, thriving marriages. They cover various topics related to relationships, intimacy, communication, and personal growth. I can provide information on specific episodes or answer questions you may have about the podcast content. I appreciate AI's honest answer, but I also think it's a cop-out.
That's right, AI. If
Yeah.
only you had courage, If only you had guts. But you can't have
If
guts
you
when you
only
don't
had-
have a body.
No, I was going to say, if you only had a brain.
So once again, our computer overlords have shown their weakness.
Overlords.
Yeah, they're trying to take over, but they won't. Not on my watch.
Oh my goodness, I think I almost snorted. That's only for you.
Oh. Okay.
Only he gets to hear that. He probably wishes he didn't.
You kind of snort when you snore, like.
Well, I don't snort.
Oh my gosh, you do.
I don't.
You do sometimes.
Honey, you need to film me. I filmed you. No, oh
No,
my
you
gosh.
did some.
He does puffs when he's asleep. He I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're like the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland or something, like puff, you know how he makes the rings and stuff? But you do it. Does anyone else puff when they sleep? Will you please let us know in the comments? We need to do a whole episode on this.
Yeah, we should do a
getting
video
off topic.
of us filming each other asleep and
I
filming
could do
each other
this.
snoring. I think that
Mine's
would
probably
be
more drooling.
You do
not to be
drool.
gross.
Yeah, you do drool.
Wow. This is TMI, but the snort is for you only.
Yeah. If I'm drooling in my sleep, it's because I'm dreaming about
That
you.
is, oh my gosh. All right, we're going to go on that note. We love you guys. Enjoy your summer. Tune in every Friday with Jimmy and Irene. Love you guys.